Good morning. My name is Jeremy Pierce, Operations Section Chief. This will be your morning update for the Picket Fire, August 23rd. So last night, clearly we had a little bit of fire growth, as you can see on our map, and it's dictated. All that fire growth was expected based upon our fire weather and where we had our containment lines. All the fire that last night was in our containment lines and is still remaining there and expected to. So I'm going to start off on a little bit of a walk around on this fire. We'll start off on the south section, where we've got some containment down around the communities up where our origin was in Picket area. That remains the same. We've got crews in there doing some patrol, making sure we don't have any hot spots. As we come around on Division Bravo, it's been fairly cold. We have crews up there with a hose lay and hand line, and they're in there working that section, making sure that we don't have any more hot spots, mopping up, and trying to improve our containment around that left bottom portion of our fire. Moving up into Branch 5 into Division Hotel. So that section of fire across the to the north of the Palisades Trail is very rugged terrain, difficult to get to. Luckily for us, on this lower section right here, we've had very little growth. It's just been a backing fire, and it's held up just south of that Palisades Trail, and it has not progressed. Now, as you move into Hotel, this is where we had our fire growth yesterday. That fire growth, it got across Schwartz Canyon, and as it did, it got into some fuels and moved in between Sugarloaf Ridge and our Twin Peaks up on the back side of there. That fire growth, although it looks like a large-scale fire growth, was expected. There's just not a lot of areas out there. So the Oat Mine Trail, which runs on both sides of the fire, of that section of fire, it's still held to the south of that Oat Mine Trail. And so crews are out there right now trying to improve that line and keep it to the south of Oat Mine Trail. And if that is successful, it will pinch that off all the way over to the Etna area, and that is the plan today. Secondary to that, crews are out working ahead of it, checking on the Livermore Ranch Road, which is a difficult trail, but they're out there working on that right now, improving that. We've got a bunch of dozers and some crews opening that stuff up. So there's not a lot of population out there. That being said, we do have our primary line and our contingency line in effect on that side. As you move around into Division Mike, this is all held up in our Schwartz Canyon, and it's backing down into that Schwartz Canyon. That's good news. We expect it to hold. We've got some dozer line punched in there. It's sporadic, and we also have a lot of retardant that has gone in there. We'll continue improving that line in that Schwartz Canyon. But for the last 3 days, it is held to the south of Schwartz Canyon, and we expect that today. As we move around into Branch 15, on this top east side, northeast side of the fire, we also had some fire growth into the Etna Springs area. It got down into the ranch flatlands and the grass and into the vineyards. Crews have been able to cut around this section here and hold it in place, and it is expected to hold there, although we're going to improve those lines and continue with our mop up in that area and making sure it doesn't come out of that section. We still have some tentative line here. It's not strengthened. We need to make sure that all of our dots are connected, meaning that we have connection of lines from dozer to hand line, and then improve on that. So today, is there a possibility we could see a little bit of growth in this area? Absolutely. Is it expected? Absolutely. Do we still have some lines behind that in contingency? Yes, we do. But we also expect it to stay within those lines today. Moving around into Division Papa, this is where we also had some fire growth. This is what can be seen by the community at night, and I know it's a cause for alarm, but this was all expected. It's all within our containment lines. We have hand line and dozer line in this area. We did a firing operation this morning to tie it all in. Crews are currently up there working with our aerial platforms and our resources to contain that, as well as putting hose on the ground to mop up that entire area and make sure it stays within that footprint. And that'll be just around the Three Peaks area for the locals, just north of Frisian Lakes. And we don't expect any southward progression of that. If anything, it'll move a little north and a little northeast, but we don't expect any southward progression. Now moving on down into the lower section, this whole southern section here into Division Union and Division X-Ray, That fire is just backing down. It's not a lot of fire activity. You'll see some little smokes and some hot spots in that area, but no fire line, no defined fire line that will be moving in that area. Crews are in there putting indirect line right through this section, kind of right in between the division breaks here, and going to work on a plan to contain all that, as well as a line right at the mouth of this big finger to also contain that, so that it just doesn't continuously creep down and back down and cause all those issues and smoke that you can see at night with all the glows. And then moving down into the x-ray, this piece here, we've got a lot of dozer line in, some hand line in here, and they're making sure that that's connected and trying to get a hose lay up in there, but very difficult because of the steepness and getting our hoses pumped and keeping the pressures up in there. But they're able to use our helicopters and contain that and mop it up, so crews will be in there all day. And that is your update for the picket fire for August 23rd.